The film is Small Town Murdered Songs, and I'm here with Fidel Castro. Ed Gass-Donnelly.
Yeah.
And tell us about the movie.
Small Town Murder Song is sort of a tale of crime and redemption set in a small Mennonite community. It stars Peter Stormare, Jill Hennessy, and Martha Plimpton, and it's about sort of a cop in that community with a history of violence who's trying to redeem himself in the eyes of these pacifists, the Mennonites. And when there's the first murder in the town in about 80 years, he sort of takes it upon himself to try and solve it as a means of proving he's a changed and redeemed man.
Excellent. And what made you pick this subject?
Just kind of came to me. I mean, there was a couple of friends of mine grew up Mennonite, and that sort of inspired it a bit. And when asked after the fact, I didn't realize, I think when I was making the movie, but a couple of people were shot to death in my street in Toronto, and I think, there was suddenly and instantly that sort of loss of innocence of a neighborhood, and because it was, it's one of those good neighborhoods where nothing bad ever happens.
That happens in Brooklyn. Wow.
Yeah. So inevitably, everybody's it changes the way you view your community. So I think I wanted to explore that using sort of a small town as, because you've got this perfect little isolated place where they imagine the murders only happen in the city, and then suddenly, there's a girl dead, and
Was it shot in Canada?
Yeah, we shot it actually sort of in and around a bunch of small Mennonite communities about a couple hours outside of Toronto.
Excellent. Toronto's such a rich community for film, very supportive. Any tax shelter money to do it, or any fund money?
Yeah, I mean that's the one benefit of living in north of the border is the movie's largely financed through government. I mean,
it's still around 85%, or a little less?
It totally depends. I mean, it depends on how. I mean, ours is a relatively small. It's a smaller film, so it's the smaller the film, the bigger the percentages ultimately. I mean, if you start going, $20 million.
That sound you hear in the background are filmmakers here getting in their cars, going to the airport to fly up to Canada. So come back to Suffolk County. Have you? It's amazing. And what film school? What brought you to the profession?
I never finished university.
Good move.
Yeah. Honestly, people ask me, there was a thing in Canada called the Norman Jewison Foundation, it's called the Canadian Film Centre, and they rejected me, I think, 5 times, and now they bring me in as a
consultant,
as a lecturer, and I'm like, at the first I'm like, well, I'm going to tell them that, you guys rejected me 5 times. I don't know what I can impart on you.
I forget the film or the producer, but when he went up to receive his Oscar in the several years back, he said, "I'd like to thank the admission committee to all the law schools that rejected me for this moment," and that was his acceptance speech. So, it's a wonderful thing to turn around and enjoy the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, and inevitably, I mean, a certain amount of, I think, rejection if you got everything fed to you on a silver spoon, it doesn't really, if everybody says yes to you, I mean, you don't really then have to question your decisions as much. So, I mean, there's a certain amount of empowerment that ultimately happens by doing things yourself. Yeah.
It's like when you paint, that's the thing, that's the canvas, the tension that you feel, and sometimes all they have to say to you, "Oh, you'll never make this movie. Get out of here, kid," and that gives
pisses you off.
Pisses you really off, especially if you're a Mennonite. Then you go to homicide. I don't want to tip the plot off, but it's a whole thing. The website. How can people get in touch with you? First of all, does it have distribution?
It does in Canada, and we're just sort of. We just premiered at the Toronto Film Festival, and so
it's feature length.
Yeah, and so our U.S. sales guys are we've got some stuff on the table, so we're in the midst of finalizing a U.S. deal. But
excellent.
So it will be coming out. We're just in the midst of finding out who's going to distribute it. So
very good. And your next project?
Oh God, I've got 8 in development. Actually, I think I'm going to do a horror movie though. There's one that I'm doing called Permafrost that I think we're going to shoot in March. So
excellent. That sounds like a good. I can see the promo now for that. Suddenly when you think it's safe to go into the refrigerator. Yeah. Permafrost.
Yeah, or maybe that'll be the sequel.
Yeah. Get it before it gets you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, welcome here to East Hampton.
We're
film friendly too, so maybe we offer a 30% tax incentive, unlike Canada, but you have maybe a little bit more interesting visuals, exteriors that you can avail yourselves from.
Yeah, I mean, I think every, it's funny actually. A friend of mine, actually a filmmaker from Brooklyn, I think his next movie is going to be a horror movie in the Hamptons.
Oh, that's a good one.
And actually, now that I'm here, I'm like, I could totally see it. Yeah.
Yes, Well, this place shall remain nameless, but I think we'll see what happens. Who knows? We'll have to call CSI Hamptons or something
exactly.
like that. Well, it's a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you very
Again,
much.
the movie is the title,
Small Town Murder Songs.
and the website is
smalltownmurdersongs.com.
very good. .com, not .ca.
Yeah, .com.
.com. Okay. Thank you, and enjoy the festival.
Great.
Thanks for watching WVVH's coverage of the 18th Annual Hamptons International Film Festival.
Stay with us here at WVVH, but for more information about the Hamptons Film Festival, it's hamptonsfilmfestival.org.